Hi, everybody. Another day, another planning on my chronometer, what I'm going to have for my meal, my OMAD. I love being here, and I'm so glad that you're here too, because without your support, there's no sense in doing videos. So I'm just an old broad from Cape Cod. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Don't quit your day job of Uber and Lyft. So I I've gone the gamut of different food plans. My name is Sarah. This is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. Back to keto. I had a little stretch of like 8 to 10 months doing carnivore, missed my veggies, missed the look of the plate. And if people want to call veggies fillers, then so be it. They work for me. I'm a volume food eater from way back. I've cut way down, but it's I still have, plenty in my OMAD. I have less than probably any 30-year-old tells you should eat. I just watched a video where somebody was talking about having from 2 to 3,000 calories every single day, and they have a food coach too, and so they still continue to lose. But as many of you older folks may know, that doesn't necessarily happen for us later in life, as you may know. So here we are. And so I have my 6 to 8 ounces of a protein, and then I add the surrounding veg. I eat between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. I have the OMAD. It kind of works for me. I pay attention to the carbs and the fats and the protein, but not really. I'm still going to have what I'm going to have. And so I have introduced more veggie carbs into my life as I've gone along back into keto. And it doesn't seem to be, hard or awful or weight gaining or any of those sort of things. I do like my squashes, my butternut, my acorn, my spaghetti squash, and I do like my cracked slaw. So I've got the shredded broccoli and other cabbages in it with my burger. So the cracked slaw. So if you need to know the cracked slaw recipe, I would say just put in the up part of the search cracked slaw, and you will see different versions from people, but it's still pretty much the same. It's got a little sesame oil. Yes, it's a seed oil, but it's like a teaspoon. I put butter in mine as well. It's got the ground beef or the ground pork or the ground chicken. I usually use ground beef. It's got, I buy the one package. It's about 7.5, 8 ounces of the broccoli slaw organic. I have 2 bowls. It's delicious. Some ginger, some people add garlic. So a little Asian flair to it, but it's a wonderful bowl to have. I make the 2 bowls in my Fiesta Gusto bowl size, and then I freeze them, and then it's a grab and go for me. Take it out of the fridge, let it defrost, heat it up in the toaster oven, voila, there's dinner. Of course, adding the ubiquitous asparagus, and usually cucumber and or celery or both. But that's, I keep it simple. It's just what I do. Today is cooking on the big green egg. We'll have, hopefully, a couple of ribeyes. I haven't picked them up yet. And I'm also cooking chicken thighs to be smoked by Greg on the big green egg and then finished off in the air fryer. The air fryer is a handy dandy tool for me. I love it for my pork chops and my chicken pieces. It just works. And so I do this. I keep it simple. I look forward to all that I'm having. I use Redmond salt with my meals. I use pink Himalayan in my water. I used to use it in my coffee, but I keep forgetting because I don't do the bulletproof loaded with fat coffee anymore, I guess. Then I have the mineral water. I have the Celtic salt crystals, ideally 2 times a day, where I put my little tongue in my little cup of them, coat my tongue with the Celtic salt crystals, and then wash it down with Gerolsteiner water. It kind of keeps me going. If some of you have hunger pains or you're feeling hangry, I suggest always salted water, maybe with the Celtic salt crystals, maybe with some squeezed lemon in it. One lemon lasts me 4 days, so it's not like I'm carb heavy. Heavy? Yeah, heavy, really. Um, and so I stay hydrated, I stay salted, just like my language and way of thinking. It's very salty for an old lady. Somebody got in my car yesterday and I had on, the top 40 station, and, it's like da 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 da. And she said, wow, you're kind of happening, aren't you? It's like, well, yeah. I said, do you want me to switch it to some classical for you? And she was like 23 or 4. She said, no, I like this. But she was surprised. Like to keep them guessing. So I'm very, very happy to be here doing this. Like a lot of us, I have to veer off the road to get back. I have 100% appreciation for what I was doing before, but it's much more solid and much more a part of the foundation of who I am, because I did veer off and I did think that carnivore was going to work for me forever, but it didn't. I miss the veggies. I'm not a keto fire though, so you won't see me making all these recipes for sweets, treats, and breads, but you will see me having the veg, organic when possible, in my life. Now, today on the Big Green Egg, we will be cooking Brussels sprouts, asparagus, and cauliflower, along with the steaks that we will have today. And there's nothing like it. I have 2 large pots that the cauliflower and the Brussels sprouts go in, along with coconut oil and some avocado oil. And Greg cooks them up so they're kind of like, all 3 veggies are browned, and the Brussels sprouts are kind of crispy. I like that. So we do that, and then we've got leftovers of that. And then during the week, I'll add, yes, I know you're surprised, asparagus, some yellow squash, green squash, then the acorn spaghetti, and butternut squashes to have alongside. It's just something that I like. I love artichokes, haven't had one for a few years, so if I see some good plump ones at Whole Foods, I usually shop at Whole Foods for my veg, because they seem to have the freshest rotation of things and some pretty good variety, and they also get local organic there, so I can just pick them up, and it's just a nice way of doing it. I still have some bacon. I still love my sausage, and I like them with the eggs. I also like them with the holy guacamole and the hot salsa. It's a perfect summertime treat for me to have kind of some version of an omelet or scrambled eggs with maybe a slice of smoked Gouda or smoked hickory cheddar. So that's the sort of variety that I like in my food plan. And the air fryer comes in handy with, as I said, the pork chops or the spare ribs or the chicken breasts or thighs. And so I just continue to have this. I don't tire of it because there is enough variety in the selection that I have. I try to stick to about 1,000 calories a day. The carb count may change. Sometimes it's as high as 70. Sometimes it's as low as 10. But I think that for me on my journey and still wanting to lose a couple of pounds and being that fighting lean weight place, that it's the calories and what I can fit in that works. Other people do things their way, like the carnivore. They have a couple of pounds of meat a day. Tried it, been there, done that. Have the Girl Scout merit badge on my stash that says I did it. But I was not a candidate for carnivore for life. God bless the people that are. It works for them. I use butter. I use coconut oil. I use avocado oil. I use ghee. And so I'm happy with all of these different add-ins. It works for me. When I saute my little squashes, I add the butter to it. Doesn't take much because it puts off a lot of liquid when I do a squash on the top of the stove in my coppa, don't you know, pan. And so like a teaspoon of butter, and then I've still got the butter flavor. So sometimes I like things hot, hot, hot with spices like hot pepper or the spicy salsas, things like that. And then sometimes I'm bland Barbara. I don't like a lot of spices. I just like a lot of the flavors of the meat and or the veggies. And it all seems to work. I have my cuppa that Dr. Cyrus calls a bridge. I get up between 3 and 4 in the morning and have that. And then go out and do a little Ubering and lifting, maybe veggie securing, or going to the butchery and getting some meat from them. And then I'll make a second cup of black coffee. And I trained myself to like black coffee a few months ago. I was having it with stuff in it, so I don't drink my fats or my calories anymore. And it works for me. The black I've adapted to. Never thought I would, or would want to, but I have. So I keep it just kind of very simple, just like my last video I talked about, keeping it simple. It works for me. It's August, it's hot, but we eat in an air-conditioned house, so I can have things that seem like, isn't that more like a winter meal? Like I'll cook a pot roast, I'll get a nice piece of chuck roast, animal rated welfare, all that kind of stuff from Whole Foods. When it's on sale, it really is a great price. It comes out being about $2.99 a pound. So I'll cook that. We'll get 2 meals out of it. It works, even though it's a winter meal. It works in the summer because we're eating in the cooled atmosphere. So I love my program. I love my YouTube channel and followers. I try to present what's going on here, and it works. I didn't think that I could eat carbs in safety again, but I'm glad to report that yes, indeed, I can, I am, and I will continue. So thank you so much for being here. I couldn't do this without you. From what I see, a lot of you do a varied food diet too. Not so much under one title. You know, like me, one day it might be a little bit more meat heavy. The next day it might be some veg heavy. Sometimes raw, sometimes sauteed, sometimes baked. It's all good. And I even have sweet potatoes. I had that garnet sweet potato last night for dinner, 3 ounces of it. It was like none other. The outside of it is like a deep purple. The inside is like, it's like a yellowy vanilla color. It's got a little orange into the tint, so it's like starting to be a deep yellow, but it's not. It's great. And yep, high in carbs, but I had 3 ounces of it, so I didn't break the bank, didn't break the cab bank. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. I love your comments, and I answer them all. I will see you here the next time. This has been Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with the video the length of a cup of coffee. Keeping it real. See you later. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye for now.